We are really excited to be here today. Happy to see all you guys again, and anybody who's new, who hasn't been here before. This is 5 years for us, so I know, right? We have the original director in the building somewhere. I saw her earlier, but I was not there at the first meeting 5 years ago, but I was there at the first in-person meeting at Bowie State. That was my very first time being part of LSIC. And even then, I feel like you could see what it was going to be and what it was becoming and all the great things that were coming of this community. It's really been a big, exciting year. There's a lot of things that have happened since we were here last spring. There's a lot of things that are going to continue to happen through the end of the year. We got some launches and some landings and some great things to see. Being part of this community to me is exciting. It's infectious. There's so many teams coming together. And I say teams because I think in a lot of times we say companies. But if you look here across LSIC, these are companies coming together and building bigger teams, building bigger missions, and getting us to the moon. I don't want to say a lot because we have a lot to get into today, but I do want to say that we need to continue to dream bigger, move faster, and work harder because there's a lot more to come. We've got at least 5 more years to go, right? Okay, so today we're going to hear about a lot of things. We're going to hear a lot about what's going on now, some of the things out there. Tomorrow we're going to talk about gear that's on the ground. We're going to have our tech show and tell like we had last year that everybody enjoyed so much. Oh, I forgot posters. Today we have posters. Everybody get excited about posters. I know y'all like those. And lightning talks, all the lightning talks, which Anna loves so much. I'll give announcements about that later to make sure that you are lined up properly because we have some scene changes that are going to be a little fun today and tomorrow. And then our last day is a shorter day, but I do recommend if you have time, you come to that day. That's going to be some deep conversation, really talking about how we drive things forward, how we do things together. And we're going to have a lot of time for networking. If you need to have, or you've met people here that you want to have side meetings with, we're going to give you the room and the space for that. Okay, let's talk about all the boring stuff, but I have to say it. There are exits. You can leave if you need to leave. You can bring coffee, water, any drinks in here, please no food. I'm telling y'all, we had to move everything in the world to get drinks in here, so I hope there's lids now. I got real concerned seeing all that coffee with no lids because we were gonna have to have our executive Jason clean this place when you leave if we spill it everywhere. Another thing, there is a mother's room upstairs. If you go into the break room area and you need that, it's upstairs. It has a sign on the door. Not all, we have mics in here. No, we don't, they are gone. All Q&A will be done on Slido. So if you have a question, we'll have them up here so you can put that on your phone and ask the questions that you wanna ask. There are charging stations outside in the main dining area if you need to charge anything. I hope everybody got their lunch printout so that you can look and see the options for dining and kind of plan for that. And I think some of them you can do pre-order. So if you don't want to wait in line, you can do that. They will be out front the entire lunchtime. So if you want to wait a couple of minutes and go, however you want to do it. If you are foreign national, you will have to check in every day. I just want to remind you of that. Please check in with the guard station every day. And I think that's all for me, so I am going to kick it off for a true APL welcome from Jason Callery.
All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lunar Surface Innovation Consortium. So as Jamie said, my name is Jason Callery. I am the Missionary Executive for Space Formulation here at APL. 3,500 members, 1,200 organizations, participation from all 50 US states and 80 countries abroad, 250 plus monthly telecons, 18 workshops, 70 papers and presentations, and the list goes on and on and on. Wow. LSIC community, give yourselves a round of applause. Jamie talked about the kickoff of this 5 years ago. I was here, unlike you. It was, let me say, a little bit smaller. It was a little bit more uncertain. It felt like a bit of a gamble, right? Would there be interest? Would organizations and leaders across the lunar community in the nation and the world show up and contribute their time? Could we actually succeed in shaping the national narrative on how to build a sustained human presence on the moon? Well, through incredible hard work and collaboration and transparency and trust, we've not only been successful in defining a results-oriented approach to deliver infrastructure to the moon, but we've really trailblazed the way that a consortium should operate to maximize efficiency in that goal. LSIC does this. It's a driving force today of the lunar economy by optimizing the transition of terrestrial technologies to lunar surface solutions. And it does that by leveraging government investments and supporting cost sharing of public-private partnerships. The progress over the past 5 years could not be possible without all of you. So first, thank you all. Thank you for everything that you've done and the impact that you've realized. People often ask me, how does the Lunar Surface Innovation Consortium fit into the broader goals and the broader civil space program that we have here at the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Lab? After all, we are best known for the work that we do with the Science Mission Directorate as a mission management center and implementing game-changing, bold space science missions. For example, developing a spacecraft that can hibernate for 9 years, travel to the outer solar system, and then turn on and explore the planet Pluto in the outer remote part of our solar system. Or taking on the opposite challenge, building a spacecraft that can literally fly through the outer atmosphere of the sun and touch another star. Or building a mission that doesn't require an extended phase, because we took the spacecraft and we slammed it into a 150-meter asteroid and bumped a natural object in space for the first time in human history. And right now, across the street, we're building a mission called Dragonfly, which is a 1,000-kilogram nuclear-powered dual quadcopter that's going to advance the search for life and travel to the most exotic destination in our solar system, Saturn's moon Titan. So how does LSIC fit into that portfolio? It's the exact same. The strategy for why APL takes on those challenges is because of how difficult they are, because they require the best and brightest in the community to come together and tackle old problems in new ways. And when we achieve success on those initiatives, we change the world. That's what we're doing at LSIC. This is why APL is here. This is why we're your partner. That's our goal. So today, we have a spotlight on the moon, okay? And make no mistake, we are in the midst of a new space race. Okay, the moon today is the most interesting destination and domain for science, for technology, for security, and for synergy across the community. I'll give you an example. I was at the International Astronautical Congress in Milan, Italy, about 6 months ago, and I was touring the exhibit hall and looking at the activities of different international organizations that are getting involved in space exploration, and I found myself walking through one of many exhibits and booths from the Chinese Space Agency. And it was inspirational, okay? They have a roadmap, and they're achieving all of the milestones on their roadmap. They have astronauts in space, they have a space station, they've landed on the moon multiple times, they've deployed rovers on the moon, they've brought back samples from the moon multiple times. And I had a chance to, in fact, hold a plaque that they had, and inside that plaque was a sample from the far side of the moon. It was moving. It touched me emotionally. You know what's next? They want to go to the moon with human beings. And they want to land on the moon and learn to live on the moon. Based on their progress, I don't doubt that they will get there soon. So today, my message for the LSIC community is a real need to double down, right? To have a sense of urgency, right? What we are doing here is nationally important. We've seen what you can do, and we know this is possible if we have the will. But we need to get after it, and we need to get after it quickly. So stakes are high tomorrow, looking forward, right? The stakes are high. This project and its goals are about US leadership in space exploration. Let me give you an example. Right now, no other country in the world could claim that they are the world's leader in astrophysics. You know why? Because 10,000 people in the US spent a decade of blood, sweat, and tears building the James Webb Space Telescope. And nothing can touch it. It epitomizes US leadership in space for space exploration. That's what this is. That's what this community is. That's what you guys are doing. You've already dreamt the impossible, a sustained presence on the moon and beyond, and now it's time to invent that future. We have the people, we have the thought leadership, we have the ideas, We have the technologies. We have the rides to get those technologies to the moon and deploy and test them. And we have the support to do great, one-of-a-kind things that exemplify US leadership in this nation. I can't wait for this meeting to start. Can't wait to hear all of your ideas. Those ideas are going to propel the US to send humanity back to the moon, and this time to stay. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're going to get things started the right way with a scene-setting talk from NASA. And so it's my pleasure to introduce Clayton Turner to give the NASA update as our first speaker. Clayton, everybody knows, is the Associate Administrator of NASA Space Tech. So he is not only responsible for this project, but for Space Tech's impressive portfolio of technologies. He oversees executive leadership, strategic planning, overall management of all technology maturation and demonstration programs in Space Tech. His role is critical to enable the space-focused technologies that Space Tech is renowned for. Before joining headquarters, Clayton served as the director of NASA's Langley Research Center in Virginia. That was from 2019 to 2024. At Langley, he led a large team that made revolutionary improvements to aviation, expanded our understanding of Earth's atmosphere, and developed new technologies for space exploration. Very interesting for the young folks in the audience. So Clayton ascended to the role of director at Langley after a storied career as a systems engineer, a chief engineer, engineering director, associate center director, and deputy center director. So for all of the aspiring young engineers and managers in the audience, Clayton is proof that hard work and persistence pays off. Clayton has now served the agency for an incredible 30-plus years in roles that span LiDAR technology experiments, earth science aerosol experiments, materials technology, the shuttle program's return to flight, flight testing of Orion, and even descent and landing systems of the Mars Science Laboratory. It's an incredible resume. Clayton graduated from Rochester Institute of Technology in 1990, and he has received many prestigious awards. The list is long, I cut it. Presidential Rank Award, NASA Distinguished Service Medal, NASA Outstanding Leadership Medal, NASA Exceptional Engineering Achievement Medal, and many, many more. Clayton, welcome to LSIC, and we look forward to your presentation.